Great scene from above there of Makybe Diva. Dr. Turf has joined us. There is a protest, Doc. Third against first, so Paddy Payne against Darren Gauci. Gazania against Seance. Now, the photo's interesting. The margin's pretty interesting because Gazania on the outside closest to us has, here's the siren going, it's got within about a neck of the winner. Tata Tatiana, if the protest is successful, will get the race. She'll go to first, Gazania second, Seance third.
That is one of the mysteries of the Australian turf, Bruce. Third against first, but second gets the protest in.
This is your first look, Doc. Now, Seance, you know the colours, the cerise, yes. Gazania with the red cap. What do you think of it? Have a look here. We roll it on.
Certainly getting close there. Important to watch here, Bruce. Watch Paddy Payne on Gazania. Still, he's not a vigorous whip rider ever. Does he keep riding the horse strongly, hands and heels? Yes, he does there. There was one little bump earlier on just before this. Certainly racing apart there. A long neck. Is that the official margin? It's a reasonable margin, Bruce, considering the important thing is does the beaten horse stop riding? Does the jockey stop riding?
Well, it's a head by a short head, so I reckon it's probably a neck, maybe between a neck and a long neck. It's not a lot in it. I mean, in fact, that'll be used by the stewards, and the fact they're so close together, there's not a horse between them, will help the stewards with that margin.
And particularly whether Paddy Payne stops riding the horse, which he didn't appear to do. That is always important. However, that's up to the stewards. It's a tough one, isn't it?
And Darren Gauci, the irony, as we said earlier, going through exactly what he had to go through on Tuesday.
Yeah, we have this strange situation, third against first. Of course, overseas, if a horse interferes with another horse that wins the race, it can go back as far to fifth or sixth or eighth or last even.
It does go back to last in England. If you lose the race on protest, you go to last. Let's go and join the Chief Steward, Des Gleeson.
Mr Wayne Hawkes, you're representing your father and the connections of seances. Oh, Mr Ringham, yes. Mr Ringham, you're representing the connections of seances in the race just run. And Mr Ringham is also present, member of the syndicate. Now, Patrick Payne is the rider of the third place getter, Gazania. You've lodged an objection against seances being declared the winner on the grounds of alleged interference from near the 250 metre mark. Both Patrick Payne and Mr Hughes have viewed the Stewards Patrol video and the side-on version. We will now all view those videos and get your submissions in respect of the objection.
So we're just looking at the video now, as the stewards are, and also the connection. Seances, this is about now, where it's about to happen. This is probably the most serious bit there.
Bump. Puts her off stride. Paddy doesn't really stop riding, Bruce. I feel that may be significant. There's another little touch there. Must be getting very close to the line here.
Gazania came in a bit there too, which sort of might help the case. OK, the riders have seen it, and so have the connections as we go back to Des Gleeson. Again looking. Here's the side on. Just see her getting ahead on the side a bit, Seances. Darren riding now. This is the key. Does Paddy, he does grab hold there, but he's still riding hands and heels. Then he's able to ride hard here. She sort of comes in a bit, Gazania. He hasn't stopped.
That might be significant. That about 80 metres out, where the Gazania does come in a great deal. And that's a fair neck and bump there. That's enough to put her off stride there. That first bump, and now we'll watch again. Look at the markings on the grass. Yes, Gazania's definitely come in if you can follow the markings on the grass there. This is a curly one, Bruce. This is very curly.
But Des said to us earlier, Doc, before you came in, that the protest on Tuesday was a pretty easy one. Let's find out what happens here.
We'll have a look at that together.
So again, they're going to look. Now, here's a back shot. This might be interesting. He thought Tuesday's was the more... one of the easier protests he's had to deliver a verdict on. I reckon this one's going to be one of the harder ones.
That was straight out of wrestling, World Championship Wrestling on Tuesday, Bruce. I don't think Des really had many problems there upholding that one. But this is, it's also significant how close to the post the second bump happens.
I thought Darren Gauci presented a great case on Tuesday.
The margin between the horses was a head by a short head. Patrick Payne, will you make a submission in respect of your objection?
Yes, at the 300 metre mark, I come out outside Darren Gauci's mount. And I went to go past him, and at this stage, at the 250 metre mark, his horse has come out and bumped my horse, possibly hit it over the head as well. And throughout the race and after viewing the film, I have no doubts he would have won the race.
Darren Gauci, do you wish to question Patrick Payne on his submission?
No, sir.
Will you go ahead and make a submission?
I was approaching this point, my horse was laying in, I did come out. a bit. Patrick Payne at this stage is getting to my outside. No stage did he have to stop riding, and I believe approaching from then on, I went pretty straight. His horse coming towards me, his horse coming and made contact with me. I felt probably about 100 metres out. From that point when it did come out, I believe I went straight to the post. I believe that his horse has come in, approaching the winning post. He was able to ride his horse. Like I said, he never stopped riding at any stage. His horse had every chance of passing my horse. And it clearly shows in the last 50 metres or 100 metres on line, if anything, I was going better than him. That's all I wish to say.
Patrick Payne, do you wish to question Darren Gauci?
No, sir.
No. Mr Hughes, any questions of either rider or any submission?
So I believe that Friend and Metamark Gazania was coming up to Darren's horse, ready to go past it. Darren's horse has come out a bit. He's struck it over the head with the whip, which has caused Patrick to stop for about half a stride, balance it, and then go for it again, which has probably cost us the race.
Mr Hawkes, any questions of either rider or any submission?
No, sir.
Any questions from the steward? No, if you wait outside, we'll give consideration to the objection. Thank you.
Well, interesting. We shouldn't second-guess Stuart. It's something that you sometimes can't help, though. My gut feeling is this will be dismissed. The one on Saturday was, Tuesday, I should say, I think was overwhelming and pretty obvious. It's a close call. I've just got a feeling that Seance will hang on here.
I think you might be right. And as I said earlier on, Bruce, I really feel that because Paddy Payne didn't really stop riding the horse, except for a brief moment during that first initial contact, I think that's going to go a long way for Seances maybe keeping the race. And I do actually agree with Darren Gauci. I do think Gazania, she seemed to drift in a little bit about at the 80-metre mark, and I think she did actually initiate the contact between her and Seances.
Well, less than half an hour to the next race, the Aquavita Stakes, the first of the group races, a listed event. Dilly Dally's come up odds on Legally Bay's big odds. It'll be a lot shorter than that with the bookmakers. John Hawkes trained, and John, the trainer of Seance, that's trying to hang on to this race. Look at Bella Corona, number 5, the difference in New South Wales with Victoria, a third of the odds. Beautiful gem from Lee Friedman. And Willow Win, there's a bit of a tip for, much shorter in Victoria.
She's been racing on wet tracks and had a little bit of a let up, but she's got some ability.
Bit of a tip for Danabar today. Good form in Adelaide, very fresh, sort of the new horse on the scene.
I'm also prepared to forgive a Slice of Paradise. I'm getting a little bit sick of her, but she just got out of her ground at Moonee Valley and they couldn't really make ground on that race. I thought she was a little hope too. Well, very short dilly-dally though, very short.
Well, that's just about what I'm going to ask Pat. We saw Cape Kennedy get out. Is dilly-dally odds on at the moment, Pat?
No, already getting out, Bruce. Legally Bay, as you said, you're getting very good value on the tote at the moment, Legally Bay. Dilly-dally, I'm prepared to take out already, out to fractional odds against. Then we go down to Bella Corona, who's been solid in early betting. Beautiful gem. I'll take out a point as well. Slice of Paradise, solid. This is the one they've backed early. Danabar, and I know John Letts has got a good rap on this galloper. Danabar is the one where the money has come early. I've bought Danabar in a couple of points, but Dilly Dally at the moment just blowing a little bit in the market, so you're shopping a lot better in the ring than you are on the tote.
Well, John knows the Adelaide horses. He does all the work during the week there and on the weekends. Dilly Dally, unanimous. Are you confident?
I actually think she's a better thing than Sunrise tomorrow, Bruce. She just killed him at Moonee Valley. Legally Bay started favourite ahead of her. I couldn't understand that at all. And really, she's performed well down the straight, particularly in the Ascot Vale against the Colts. I think she's a moral.
Do you mean the program or the actual sun getting up in the morning?
Sun getting up in the morning.
OK, fair enough.
I have seen it occasionally not coming up, Bruce.
He does live in Melbourne. We'll let you know about the protest after this.
Let's talk more action. It's up to you to decide who should be the L'Oreal Paris face that stops the nation. Just by voting, you could be on your way to the home of L'Oreal, Paris. If you think it should be Emma, call 1902 555 221 or SMS Emma to the number on your screen. For Hayley, call 1902 555 222 or SMS Hayley. To vote for Sarah, call 1902 555 223 or SMS Sarah. For Cassie, call 1902 555 224 or SMS Cassie. Finally, to vote for Alicia, call 1902 555 225 or SMS Alicia. Call or SMS as many times as you like for your chance for that trip for two to Paris. The winner, as voted by you, will be announced on Crown Oaks Day. Who will be the L'Oreal Paris face that stops the nation?
Let's start, march! There's not a racehorse in sight, so there's no need to even pretend we're here for the horses. This is the Oaks Day Ladies' Lunch, held the day before the big race. And it's all about the outfit.
It's a jam for the ladies and a superstar. I can lead the whole set but never go too far.
And what a gathering. I've never seen so many beautiful outfits.
It's fabulous to be able to get dressed up and just go out. I think it's a girl thing.
I think we're dressing up for ourselves and for the other women, not really for the men.
The view of the stewards that
Let's go
near
back
the
inside.
250 metre mark, that seances did shift out and inconvenience Gazania at that stage. And in relation to the incident near the 50 metre mark, we believe that that was due mainly to Gazania shifting in towards seances. But after considering all the evidence and viewing the videos, the stewards are of the view that the interference suffered by Gazania did not equate to the margin between the two horses at the finish, and the protest is therefore dismissed in the placing stand. Thank you.
Summed up perfectly by Des Gleeson there. Succinctly, and protest is dismissed. And Seance. Now, the Gouch has been through a bit, hasn't he, Peter, with those two protests in 2 days, but he'll be smiling now.
Yes, one good, one bad over the Carnival Gouch.
Certainly has been. It's been a bit nerve-wracking. You know, I was would have been very unlucky. You know, I thought maybe it could have been touch and go, but after viewing the film, I thought that the right decision had been made. The second horse had third horse had every opportunity to beat me home. My horse was hanging in, and I was a bit worried about shifting and causing interference from the inside, and I probably just overdone it when I come out a bit. But she went pretty straight, and the right decision's been made.
The two critical pieces of evidence were the fact that Patrick probably didn't have to stop riding that much, and the second bit of interference was probably caused as much by him as it was by you.
Well, the second bit of interference was caused actually by the third horse, Gazania, by shifting in on top of my horse. From the time that I came out to 250, I went pretty well straight to the winning post. And over the concluding stage, the last 100 metres, if anything, I was going away again from the third horse. So I think the right decision's been made, Peter.
Now, see that door behind you?
I want to stay out of there.
Exactly. Don't go near it. Thanks, Gouch.
Thanks, Peter.
He's seriously injured at Werribee earlier this spring, Gouch. Came back on Geelong Cup Day, and good on him. Seances 5.62.10. Tata Tatiana 2.30, Gazania 3.50, Quinella 21.20, the trifecta $333, and the exacta $42.80 after the Moet and Shandon. Now, the next race on the program is the Aquavita Stakes. That's for the 3-year-old fillies. On this day last year, Choisir was successful in the Emirates. Well, he'd made a name for himself, but he made a much bigger name later in the year when he went to Royal Ascot and won twice.
He shocked the toffs in top hats, not once, but twice.
But the Aussie's going to do it again. He'll step aside, far up. Choisir, he's won it.
In the midst of the English summer, Choisir blazed his way up the Royal Ascot Straight to win two of Europe's premier sprint events. What made it all the more surprising was he went to England just a handy sprinter at best. He had a few problems upstairs, as jockey Glenn Boss found out on Derby Day last year.
His personality, well, he was a pretty arrogant type of horse. He was a very muscular, massive style of horse, and I think he had a pretty idea that he was a good sort as well.
Well, today he's able to find out if the ladies think he's a looker. He was sold and retired after his European sojourn, which made him a champion. Now he resides in a place fit for a king, Coolmore Stud in the Hunter Valley. On the day we went to visit him, he had a lunchtime date with a mare having her first visit to the breeding barn. After a quick shower and a splash of aftershave, he's ready. After the poor old tease pony does his job and is led away, so is she. With that quick huff and a puff, it's over. There's no cuddle afterwards, she's quickly gone, and Choisir's back to his box for a feed and a relax.
How'd he go? For a maiden, that was pretty much, that was perfect, no problems.
Professional, is he?
He's a thorough professional, still a little bit novice-y, but the signs are there that he'll be quite competent at his job in a short time.
It's a good thing to have to get the hang of.
Good work if you can get it, I guess.
Each time Schwarzschild does the deed and plants his seed, it earns Coolmore a tick over $30,000. He's only just turned 4, and by the time he turns 8, the amount he cost Coolmore will be about repaid, and he can go for a few years after that.
Generally up to about 24 years of age, which be into their sort of 70s or 80s in human terms. I mean, they don't need any Viagra or anything like that. It's all nature to them.
Schwarzschild's sons and daughters won't be seen on a racetrack until 2006, but until then, he'll be enjoying the high life, a world away from the pressures of the track, with an occupation that's the envy of many a male.
They don't have those places for retired jockeys, do they? No, they don't. We'll have to try and work on something. my wife might have other ideas, but no, unfortunately we don't have those. I don't think anyone would like to come to us.
A lot of lines after that one, but I'm not prepared to use any of them on this wonderful day in Melbourne as we join Jim Wilson for the presentation, the Moet and Shandong.
Ladies and gentlemen, we hope you're enjoying Crown Oaks Day for 2003. Assisting in our presentation for the Moe in Shandong is Mr Paul Leeds, committee member for the Victoria Racing Club, and it gives me great pleasure to welcome to the microphone Mr Robert Remnant, the Managing Director for Moe Hennessy Australia, to make the official presentation.
Effervescent, uplifting, sparkling, bubbly, all words which are normally associated with Moet et Chandon's extraordinary champagnes, but I think applied equally appropriately at this point in time to séances, and no doubt later on in the day to her connections as well. It was indeed a champagne performance. I'd like to thank, on behalf of Moet Hennessy Australia, the exclusive distributors of Moet et Chandon champagne in this market, the Victoria Racing Club, for what is indeed a splendid carnival, and we're very grateful to them for the association. Thank you. I'd now like to invite John Ingham, who will be receiving the trophy on behalf of the Winning Connections, to step forward.
So the presentation after the Moet and Shandong. Now, Jim Cassidy, Peter Donegan's just told me, is not riding for the rest of the day on doctor's orders. Jim had Century Kid, Barakadar, Boy Blue and Dubai Pearl, so we'll just check on that. So Jim Cassidy not riding for the rest of the day. He's a famous name, isn't he? So is the Waterhouse name, and what a job Katie Waterhouse has done this spring.
She's a filly of fine racing stock. Her grandsire, one of the greatest trainers Australia has seen. On her father's side, the country's biggest bookmaking family. There's no doubt Kate Waterhouse has been a heavily supported favourite with the Flemington punters.
I can't help but notice a lot of people stop and talk to you. Is it because they've recognised you as the face of the carnival, or...?
Some do. I think as the day goes on, people you get more comments because I think people have had a few more drinks.
They get a little bit more friendly later in the day.
More friendly.
As a child, a racetrack was Kate's playground. It still is.
Now, Kate, what's it like being the face?
I don't know if you can say that, but the ambassador, it's been great being the ambassador.
It's a change from university, where she's studying graphic design. This job required an interview with racing's first family, a phone call to Mum Gay, and she's got the scoop.
And tell me, we know you don't have a runner in the Cup, but you'd love one, wouldn't you?
Absolutely, but the horse walking behind us just might win the Emirates on Saturday, so that's the tip from the stable dress circle. We'll all be in the dress circle if he can pull it off on Saturday in the Emirates.
When I was younger, I used to work in the stables with the horses, and now as I got older, I help her in her office and, dealing with the different clients.
And it seems Kate's learned a lot about form from Mum, both on and off the track.
My one rule has always been to never ever wear brand new shoes, and I have broken that rule today.
Is that something that your mum taught you?
Yes, and normally if you look at her shoes, she's always so sensible. She's always got comfy shoes on, flat, and she still looks elegant.
And she might also be her father's girl. Dad is Robbie Waterhouse, and on Tuesday she backed a winner.
$5 on Maccabi Diva number 12.
With the charm of her dam and eyes of her sire, Kate Waterhouse has proved a winner for the Spring Carnival, a filly with Group 1 form.
And you had two lovely boys following you around today. Can we ask who they were?
Just friends, just friends. Well, I'm sure there's lots of fellas out there watching this that will be relieved to hear that they are just friends, those two.
Yes, they're just friends. They're my two good friends. I did have some girlfriends here with me, but they've found some cute Melbourne boys, so they're nowhere to be found.
Talked about Katie, the jobs that she's done already this spring, but she goes from strength to strength.
Yeah, she does, and I think she's got a little bit more dress into their mum too, just quietly, Bruce. Not that I'm an expert.
Gay looks fantastic. Now, the Crown Oaks is the next on the program.
It was the jumper I was talking about, the jumper she was wearing to track work.
When we first came here today, that's fine. You can be as harsh as you like, but don't change. You've been doing that for years. Special Harmony it was 210 when we first got here, so she's 240, Timberina 470. Both Royal Mask and Generosa have shortened up a bit.
Yes, they seem to be in the betting a little bit. I'm not too sure about Royal Mask, but certainly, despite the 4 kilo turnaround between Special Harmony and Timberina from the Wakeful on the weekend, I just got a feeling that the other filly might stay better.
And that's
Timberina, yeah.
And Granley continues to go out $22 when we started out to 27, but a bit of a tip around.
A bit like the Derby, it just looks an intriguing race, and I also feel that these are two high-class fillies, Timberina and Special Harmony as well, Bruce.
Pat, betting on the Oaks, so obviously Special Harmony favourite, but are they getting a bit closer together?
Those two are dominating betting, Bruce. There's no doubt about that. In fact, if you can take the $2.40 Super Tab fixed odds, take it now, because there's nothing like that available in the ring. It's basically mine for theirs at this stage. Not a lot of business on the Oaks at this stage, but I did mention earlier that a couple of the big Sydney punters stayed away, obviously, Cup Day. They were obviously at home, but they've returned today, and there's a lot of money in this ring. So I think within the next hour or so, we'll find out where the cash is going as far as the Oaks is concerned. But at this stage, mine for theirs, the top weight.
I'd rather have theirs than yours right now, Paddy, but that's okay. You'll back a winner, I know. Good on you, mate. Terrific. Always smiles, even when he loses, doesn't he?
Oh, we have to.
Oh,
you know why? Because there's another race coming up.
Do you know Dr. Turf backed the first winner at Mildura today? It's true, isn't it?
It was short, Bruce.
That's
but
okay.
I did think it was immoral.
Good on you. Thanks for telling us.
And thanks for giving me up too.
Wayne Cooper's a good judge. He's doing Maya Fashion on the field today.
Now, I know it's Ladies' Day and we've seen some really pretty dresses, but me, myself, being a fashion boy, likes a bit of subversive, edgy stuff. And let's start with something really edgy. How are you? Look at this outfit.
I'm very good. This is from Anna S. in New Zealand. It sort of got together yesterday.
It's a little bit avant-garde. She's got rips and tears in her taffeta skirt. She's got
mine on my little bum here.
Tattoos to match. Just to get into character. Tough jewellery. Like, she's going for that vixen dominatrix kind of Holly Golightly gone bad. Carrying on with edgy fashion, we have another great creation here. This is going to be one of those jeton numbers, isn't it?
That's right.
Tara Moss has been wearing jeton. They're more structured and there's a lot more hard-edged detail to them. Tell us about this dress.
This dress is pure silk. It's from jeton. The influence is suspender belts, as you'll notice here. There's a lot of beading.
Okay, we've been doing edgy fashion, but all of a sudden we've tipped over the edge and we're plummeting towards the ground. Now, tell me about this, biker boy.
Biker girl, actually.
Sorry, biker girl. Edge, edge, edge. Now, we've got a different... This is more of a cross between beautiful feminine edgy we've got here. We've got hand-painted silk. Beautiful combination of red and beige. Where did you get this outfit?
It's from jeton.
Jeton. He's quite a creative guy, isn't he? Hat as well?
It's beautiful, yeah.
Who did the hat?
The hats, I couldn't tell you.
Can we have a full twirl of your outfit? So, we've got linen. We don't usually do linen, but jeton's done the linen quite well. It's not creasing, and he's given it a sculptural detail. Now, like the name of my fashion show, I would call this outfit Hardcore Deluxe. Look at this. Strict detailing, buckles, lace details, great gloves, ruched up, beautiful hat. Everything is going together. That's what makes a great outfit, when the ensemble works as a whole. Check that out. Lots and lots of work in this outfit. So, girls, you don't have to wear just floaty chiffon to look good at the races. There obviously aren't no rules. As long as your outfit looks great and it all goes together, there are no rules in fashion. Anything goes. So we'll be seeing you guys later.
Knows his business, doesn't he, Wayne? Fascinating stuff. The Aquavita Stakes, $126,000. Now, Legally Bay, funny run at Moonee Valley. Look, beaten on the turn, came again, quality filly.
Yeah, good on us, filly, Bruce. She'll race on the pace. I just feel she's got a lift to beat Dilly Dally. I felt she got beaten fair and square by Dilly Dally, but she looks very nice there, very calm in the mounting yard. No sign of any sweat yet, so she'll be thereabouts for sure.
Dilly Dally's the horse in question. Just perfect form. Third in the Ascot Vales, one up the straight here. Brilliant at Moonee Valley.
I've got a feeling this is a filly that can take the next step as well, particularly in the autumn, Bruce. She's well above average. She's got just all class, I reckon. And she's had a bit of hard racing this campaign, Bruce, but if she's held up to it, she'll beat these again, I reckon.
220 is what you get in the ring as well as the tote. Living Spirit, freshened up since an 8th in the Hayes, has a touch of class.
Yeah, pretty poor her last couple. I just think she lacks the necessary class here, Bruce.
Crown Princess won the Thoroughbred Club at Caulfield and then was well beaten by Dilly Dally. We're talking about number 4, Les Living Spirit, number 3, as Crown Princess 4.
Yeah, probably got to forgive a horse a Moonee Valley failure, but I still think she's tested at the level weights here.
Looks like Living Spirit taken out early. She's a bit toey there. 5 Bella Corona, second to Dilly Dally. Meets her better at the weights, but was well beaten.
Another nice racer at Moonee Valley. She races on the pace and drawn the inside, Bruce, and some of the jockeys are quite happy to race away from the fence at the moment, so a place for her for me.
Beautiful Gem, Lee Friedman, has freshened up since we'll go to Carlton Spirit because Beautiful Gem's not there, so let's go to 7 Carlton Spirit. Stablemate, a Living Spirit, is a very fast horse, probably leads.
Goes quick, but yes, I think the last 100 might find her out. But, you know, she's drawn 12. She may find the outside rail here, Bruce, and that often helps these fillies get the 1,200 metres.
Lee Friedman's got Slice of Paradise as well as Beautiful Gem, so 9 Slice of Paradise. Look, she's a trick, isn't she?
Yeah, she got back to the tail at Moonee Valley where I gave her a good chance and she just stayed there. But as I said, got to forgive a horse one bad run, particularly at Moonee Valley. But this is her last chance. You listening?
She is. There's some money. Tycoon Diva. I'll back anything with Diva in its name this week. Last 4 starts, 2 wins, 2 placings. That's number 11.
And actually probably should have won at the night meeting at the Valley a couple of Thursday nights ago, Bruce, but no, outclassed.
So that's most of the chances as they make their way to the barrier for the Aquavita Stakes. Down towards the 1,200 metres start. The favourite here, Dilly Dally, trained in Adelaide by leading trainer Leon McDonald, who's with Peter Donegan.
Is in fantastic form, Dilly Dally. Just looking at the replay again, she had everything go against her at the Valley and still won.
Yeah, Peter, she's raced really well through the spring and we decided to go for this race instead of the Emirates Classic and hopefully it pays dividends.
And you'd come here with a bit of confidence too. A place in the Ascot Vale Stakes is pretty good for a race at this time.
Yeah, she ran 3rd in the Ascot Vale and she also won a race up the street.